President Cyril Ramaphosa is in Brazil leading a South African delegation to the 11th Brics summit. This year's meeting is themed Economic Growth for an Innovative Future. Cyril Prinsloo from the South African Institute of International Affairs joins me now. Very good morning to you. Geopolitically, it's an interesting time, isn't it? If you look at the relationship, the bad relationship that China and Brazil have had. Is that going to dominate what's happening there?
Look, I don't think so. I think what we saw earlier before the Bolsonaro administration came into power earlier this year, there were some tensions, but certainly I think over the last 10 or 11 months I saw certainly strong cooperation between Brazil and China. Of course, there's existing relations, and certainly I don't think this will affect the upcoming meetings today and tomorrow.
The impact of what's happening in Venezuela and with Evo Morales stepping down, how do you think that'll be tackled?
Look, I think this year Brazil has tried to shy away a bit from regional issues. I think that it's clear that there are disagreements on issues such as Venezuela. So rather than have this disrupt meetings, I think Brazil has shied away a bit from many of the regional challenges at the moment.
Economically, I mean, many people say that South Africa is heading in the sort of Brazil direction. What can both sides learn from each other?
Look, I think that's one of the most positive things that's come from the Brazil's Brics presidency this year. There's been a very strong focus on enhancing economic ties between the countries. So a strong focus on the Brics Business Council, getting members from the 5 countries to work together, work with the new development bank to drive trade, to drive investment. Certainly, as you point out, this is good for Brazil's economic situation, but equally good for all of the other Brics countries, including South Africa as well.
Many people felt that in the beginning South Africa was just plugged at the bottom of Brics so that we could be the gateway to the rest of Africa. Have we become more than a gateway for the other countries involved in Brics?
Absolutely. I think, South Africa has certainly contributed an equal amount. I think there's different strengths and weaknesses from the partners, and each of them contributes most where their strengths lie. I think the case of the new development bank, South Africa is an equal partner in this Brics bank. So certainly South Africa is coming to the table and adding its voice to this grouping.
It's taken a long time to get that bank up and running. Will it make a dramatic difference?
Absolutely. I think just in the case of South Africa, we see there's 2 billion rand worth of loans that's being considered in South Africa. I think it comes at an opportune time where, yes, our economy is struggling to grow. So having those investments coming into the country will be a boon for our economy, both in the short term as it creates jobs, but also these are long-term economic assets which will serve our economy in the long term as well.
What sort of leverage do we have when you've got the 2 big players at the moment, Russia and China, who really are both going on their own expansion in many parts of the world?
Look, I think absolutely that's part of the reason why South Africa is part of the Brics, to have this forum where they can have discussions. I think it's an ideal platform, wherever there's trade issues or bilateral issues. Of course, on the sideline of the summits, there's always bilateral meetings, whether that's trade ministers or at a heads of state level. And certainly, I think South Africa, like our other Brics partners, have used this both as a multilateral grouping, but also for those bilateral meetings.
Cyril Prinsloo, good to talk to you. Thank you.